Hey Kira, do you have any interesting stories related to twins?
Oh, you bet I do, Christine.
Okay, tell me.
Well, I would say it's not actually a personal story, but it is a family story. So a number of years ago, probably in the region of about 10 years ago, my cousin and my aunt went to visit a medium.
Okay.
So someone who speaks to the dead.
Yeah.
I feel like they didn't report very much back about this experience, but the only thing that we found out was that this medium said that there was going to be twins in the family.
Ooh.
And I think,
was there?
Well, pretty much since birth, my cousin has known that she's wanted to be a mother. Like it was her purpose, you know? So she kept having children. And I think with each one, she was like, oh, the next one's going to be twins. The next one's going to be twins. And then they just never came. So after 4 children, she was like, this is probably enough. And the rest of the family was like, okay, well, maybe, you know, this medium, they just weren't up to scratch or it wasn't real. Anyway, I think 2 years ago, another of my cousins, so the brother of the one who went to visit the medium, ended up having twins.
Ooh, spooky.
Spooky indeed.
Yeah, nice. That's also like kind of interesting that they remembered that prediction.
Do you know what? I think
so
it was
long.
mainly me who remembered this prediction. I don't even know whether they remembered that, but I've always been like, every time my cousin got pregnant, I was like, it's gonna be twins.
Gonna be twins.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So it was still in the family. But anyway, how about you, Christine? Do you have any interesting stories related to twins?
Well, I am a twin.
No.
So maybe that's interesting enough. No, but of course, I am a twin, so I have plenty of interesting stories. But not as interesting as yours with the medium and just the spooky vibe. But I guess just having a twin sister is interesting enough.
In what way?
No, well, I don't. Lots of people say twins have twin telepathy. Mm-hmm. We don't have that.
Oh no,
at all.
And also, like, if one of you gets hurt, do you feel it?
No, I have no idea what she's doing. She lives very far away. But
maybe that's it. You can only have twin telepathy if you live in the same city.
Yeah, maybe. But there is having a twin, being a twin is very fun.
Yeah.
But it also has some downsides because my parents also made a mistake to give us the same first letter in the name. I have multiple
so you have
names.
the same initials.
Yeah, no, not. Well, I have a second and third name. She as well.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go just going to, I don't know, just casual stuff, you just say Schumacher.
Okay.
But that does sometimes give us issues because, for example, I told you about donating blood.
Oh yeah.
And I joined like on the website to become a donor and stuff. But my sister was already a donor, but she lives all the way up north in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And then I got an email back saying, "Oh, but there already is a say Schumacher with your birth date in our system. So, like, can you give us your new address?" And I was like, "I'm a different
one." Then why do you have the same birthday, Christine?
Yeah,
what's up with that?
But then they were like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." It was just a mistake.
And they gave you blood for free.
no, thank you. I don't need that. But it was just a bit of a mess, just because we have the same first letter, not the same second initials. But
well, at least they didn't both call you Christine. That would be.
But yeah, the info you give. No, I think actually I gave my first name.
And they were just like, nah.
No, they were like, it's a typo or something.
Yep.
No. I don't know what happened, but it was a big mess, and I had to email them, and they were like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." And, don't you live in all up north? But,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. Well,
maybe I do now.
Maybe. Well, perfect, because today we are, of course, talking about, let's say, twins we don't necessarily like. I'm sure you like yours. Preparing for a baby and unethical work relationships. Season 1, episode 16 of Friends.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello and welcome to Friends of Friends, the ultimate Friends rewatch podcast. I'm Kira Murphy.
And I'm Christine Schumacher, and we are back rewatching the entire Friends series.
Why? Well, number one, because it's the only way Christine and I can access our telepathic powers.
Ooh.
She knew I was going to say that. And number two, because we want to watch it with you.
So each week, we'll be rewatching an episode of Friends, talking about it, sharing behind-the-scenes content, and discussing anything and everything about the show that shaped an entire generation.
So before we get into it, Christine, if your week was an episode of Friends, what would it be called?
Ooh, probably the one with the surfing.
Oh, I have a feeling I know where this is going.
Yeah, no, actually no, because I do want to tell our listeners that I spent a weekend. Well, actually, we called it our surf weekend, but we spent a total of 1.5 hours surfing.
Well, it depends
or maybe
what
2,
you spent
actually.
the rest of the time doing. If you just did nothing, then I suppose it was still the surfing weekend.
No, we ate a lot of cheese.
So it was really the cheese weekend.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. But I actually want to tell the story about how someone in the house was very, very drunk, and it was just very funny.
Okay, so nothing to do with surfing then?
No, but I just wanted to say that I went surfing. Just because. But I quickly want to tell you about just this very funny interaction I had with this person. I don't want to say their name or who it was. Just
Guys, it was Kiki.
Not Kiki again. She will never join us on a weekend away. But sorry, but no. But I was sharing the room with this person, and we went out for drinks after dinner in Oostende.
Mm-hmm.
And but we left a little bit earlier, and they went on for like another hour, hour and a half, and they came in, and well, I immediately know they were home because they were super, super loud. But then this person came into the room they shared with me. And oh my God, they were so drunk, insanely drunk. And then also the moment she...
It's a she!
Oh no! Okay, she fell over because she was trying to put on her pants, her pajama pants, and she fell over and she fell against a cabinet that was against the wall, and just the sheer panic in her eyes was hilarious to me. And then the next moment she was going to the bathroom to brush her teeth, take off her makeup, but she was holding her toilet bag, toiletry bag.
Toiletries, yeah.
And it was open.
Oh,
and she moves to the door, and in the hallway the light was on, so there's lots of light coming in, and then something falls out, and she ducks down to get it, and then something else falls out, and she picks it up. Something else falls out, and picks it up.
Comedy of errors.
Yeah, it took like a solid 2 minutes of me watching her being an
It's so nice of you to help out.
No, I was laying in my bed. I was already sleeping, and then I woke up at this huge mess. And yeah, I did laugh the next day, but at that moment I was not happy. But it was very, 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 very funny. So that was the thing I want to share with our lovely listeners.
Good, and I'm sure your friend who's listening and knows exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, maybe. But what about you, Kira? If your week was an episode of Friends, what would it be called?
I think I would call it something like The One When We Were Kids.
Oh, that sounds very cute.
Yeah, I think so. So this past weekend, I went on a little belated birthday trip with a few of my friends.
Nice.
And we went to stay at one of their family houses. It was like this big house out in nature. And I was gonna, this honestly is like the one where Time Stood Still Part 2, because it had that same kind of vibe.
That's nice.
Just like, going slower and just enjoying being out in nature. And on one of the evenings, we just sat around this fire pit and we roasted marshmallows and made s'mores. And it was just like really, like summer camp vibes.
Yeah.
It brought me back to my childhood. And then the following day, one of my friends had previously worked at a water park.
Oh.
So we went there, and it was my first time ever going to a water park. I went on all of the slides. I hated it. Like,
why?
They're so scary. I got so many
Yeah.
bashes in my head. Like, I swallowed so much water. The water went so far up my nose, I think it reached my brain.
Oh, no.
So I did not enjoy that at all, but I'm glad I did it because, it's something that I didn't do when I was a child. So this one kind of brought me back to that childhood feeling.
That's
and
nice.
being a kid again. So
That's really cute. I love that.
yeah, it was a good weekend.
Yeah, glad you enjoyed it. Sounds lovely.
Yeah.
So are you ready for this episode?
Well, I have to make sure I don't still have water going around inside my brain, but I think so, Christine.
Okay,
I think
good.
so.
Okay, good.
So this week we'll be discussing Season 1, Episode 16, the one with 2 parts, Part 1. Originally aired on February 23rd, 1995, this episode was written by Marta Kaufman and David Crane and directed by Michael Lembeck. I'm going to hit you with our first Friends fact here, Christine.
Okay, tell me.
So with the exception of this episode and another episode called The One After the Super Bowl, all the other 2-part episodes in Friends are all the season finales. So this one is just slap bang in the middle of the season. The rest...
So every season has one or like 2 episodes that stick together? Or...
I think so. There are definitely 7 other 2-part episodes.
Yeah, no. Okay, then, because there are 10 seasons.
10 seasons, yeah.
I always get confused if it's 11 or 10, but it's 10.
Well, when they make our remake, it will be 11. Hopefully more.
I hope so.
Keep it going forever.
Yes, please. So in addition to our regular cast, we have Michelle Lamar Richards as the Lamaze teacher. We have Jennifer Grant as Nina Bookbinder, Helen Hunt as Jamie Buchman, and Layla Kenzel as Friends Devanau.
Christine, I'm going to hit you with another Friends fact. I'm sorry. We're just going for it.
Don't say sorry. Just tell me.
We love them here on Friends of Friends. We do indeed. Well, it says here, and we know throughout the episode, that Jennifer Grant played a character called Nina Bookbinder. Mm-hmm. But if you watch all the way to the ends, you'll notice that she's erroneously listed in the credits as a character named Michelle. So
wait, what does erroneously mean?
Incorrectly.
Incorrect. Oh, okay. Because I was thinking like maybe there's a reason or something,
nope.
But
her name is Nina.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's a very weird mistake. So in spite of this sloppiness, in my opinion, this episode is still ranked as 8 out of 10 on IMDb.
Oh yeah, you give it a 1 star for that incorrect credit at the end.
Well,
No.
Nah.
Well, anyway, Christine, can you give us a brief overview of today's episode?
Of course. In this episode, Joey starts dating Phoebe's twin sister. Ross goes to Lamaze classes with Carol and Susan. And Chandler has to fire an employee he's dating.
Well, you already know this is going to be an episode I enjoy. We got some of my favorite things. We got lots of Phoebe. Mm-hmm. I'm a big fan of that. We got Carol and Susan.
Oh, yes.
And more guest stars.
Yeah, so. I just gotta say right now, do you know who's also in this episode?
Well, you tell me.
Mr. Heckles.
Why did you just... Oh, God, she just shimmied at the thought of Mr. Heckles. Ooh, get it, girl.
Yeah, I like him very much, but we'll get into that later.
Okay, Chandler is out. Mr. Heckles is in.
Oh, no. This episode begins with Joey and Chandler out for dinner at Riff's restaurant. They catch the eye of the waitress, only to realize that it's Phoebe, ?
Ooh.
Strange things going on there.
Well, I'm going to start way before we even get into this scene, and that is the very first shot, and it is snow in New York City.
It's so cozy.
Yet another reason why I think, I might have been biased from the moment this episode started, because you show me New York City at kind of Christmas time, winter time, and I'm like, yes. I am in.
I know. I would love to visit New York sometime during winter, like the Christmas season, and just everything being cozy, lights up, and it's...
Well, apparently not taken down.
No,
early enough, as we'll find out.
Yeah, we learn that later. But to get back to the scene, I love that they gave Phoebe an identical twin sister. I think that's just very funny. And Ursula is so different from Phoebe, of course, because Phoebe is very bright and sunny and bright colors and just a very fun person to be around. And Ursula is, well, let's just say, quite the opposite. But I love, the difference between them and that they did that in the show.
So, Christine, are you ready for me to hit you with a third Friends fact in the same number of minutes?
Yes, please.
Well, it's all about Ursula. And Ursula was not actually intended to be a part of Friends.
Okay.
But she was created to explain Lisa Kudrow's appearance on another show. So I don't know whether we've mentioned on the podcast yet that Lisa was also starring on the popular sitcom Mad About You at the same time, playing none other than Ursula the waitress. There was no intention of acknowledging that Lisa had 2 roles on these different shows, up until the point when NBC moved Friends from its initial time slot to one immediately after Mad About You.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense that it's... Otherwise, it's going to be confusing for people, I guess.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. They see the same person in two different shows. So, as a result, the producers added the character of Ursula to Friends to explain Kudrow appearing on back-to-back shows as different characters.
That's actually really fun and very creative to do that like that. Because, I mean... They could have been lazy and just not done it and just deal with the confusion. But I think that this is such a cool thing to kind of, intertwine these two series.
Yeah, and how wonderful it happened that we got the character of Ursula, because I think she's a very fun character. And I'm sure Lisa had such a fun time playing her on both shows. Yeah. And I love that they linked these two elements of Lisa's professional career together.
Yeah, exactly. And I love Ursula, her personality as well. I mean, she said she's working there because she loves the aprons. They're black.
I mean, look, comparing them to the aprons at Central Perk, which are gorgeous, and I would work there just for the aprons. So.
Yeah, but these are just black. And I was like, what are you talking about? They are literally one color and boring. So, but I love how like careless she is. Just doesn't give... curse word, sorry. She doesn't give anything. She doesn't care.
Yeah, like the first interaction that she has, she walks over to the table and she's like, "Hi, okay, will that be all?"
Yeah, exactly. Just so
brilliant.
Yeah, just really funny and very dry humor, and I like that.
And very clever that it's not revealed to us as the audience that that's not Phoebe at the beginning.
Only later. But I wish I could remember what it was like for me when I first watched this episode, because I have no idea how I responded, because it's
Phoebe doing there?
Yeah, like what's she doing? Like why is she being so rude? And I have not. It's way too long ago and way too many episodes that I watched it again and again ago. Yeah. So I don't know how I responded, sadly, but I'm sure it was a very kind of mind-blowing experience. Yeah. Who knows?
Well, we head next to Central Perk, where we learn that Marcel is totally out of control. Joey and Chandler reveal that their waitress was in fact Phoebe's estranged sister Ursula, and Ross reveals he's off to Lamaze class with Carol.
First things first. Monica looks so cute. Did you see her hair? She reminded me of Priscilla Presley, the wife of Elvis. Yeah. She also the very
like bouffant. We've said that multiple times on this podcast.
I know.
Like that word.
Like the previous queen of the Netherlands.
Oh yeah.
That she also has bouffant hair, but Priscilla Presley also had back in the day. Maybe she still does actually, but also very bouffant hair, and it just looked very cute and very 90s, and I loved it. Very cute.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I may or may not have spotted a new artwork in Central Perk.
Okay.
You're going to prove me wrong. Have we seen the ribbon coffee poster before?
Is it a literal ribbon, or is ribbon the brand?
Ribbon's the brand.
I don't know.
Me neither.
Where is it located?
On the wall.
Which wall?
I don't know. In this scene.
I have no idea.
I saw it.
Is it behind Ross? No, I don't know. I will check, and I will get back to you next episode if I don't forget.
Well, I love how when we figure out who Ursula is and her relationship with Phoebe, and then you said at the beginning, like, Ursula is just so different to Phoebe, and I think you really see that in this scene when Joey goes up to Phoebe and he's like, "Hey Phoebes, guess who we saw today?" And she genuinely plays along. She's like, "Oh, fun. Okay, Liam Neeson."
And then someone else, and then the woman who cuts my hair. Like, that's such a logical answer there.
I thought that was super cute.
Yeah, it was really cute. And then we also discuss the moment that between Phoebe and Ursula, who walked first. Do you want to hear who walked first between me and my sister?
And your twin?
Yeah.
Of course I do.
Well, it was actually kind of funny story, because my twin sister walked first. And she was, I think...
She was great at walking.
No, yeah. She was trying the whole day to pull up at the table and then take a few wobbly steps and then fall down again. And then she took her first real steps. And everyone was like, oh my God. And she took her first steps. And I was just sitting there on my ass, just watching her.
Classic.
Of course. But then a few days later, I just, according to my mom, I just stood up and walked away.
Oh. Just out of this family. You're like, if you're not going to respect me wanting to sit on my ass all day, then I'm out of here.
No, not out of the family, but just I was just like, is this a trick? I just stood up and just walked.
And Christine has never been back since.
No, I didn't walk away from my family. I did not do that. I was not impressed by my sister, and I just did it a few days after. So
well, I'm glad that you don't have the clear hatred of your sister that Phoebe and Ursula have of each other.
No.
I think it's really nice to see that side of Phoebe, how disinterested she is in the fact that Ursula is here. But also Ursula, great name for a villain, no? Maybe I'm just doing what is it, the Little Mermaid?
Yeah,
thinking of that one.
Is her name also Ursula?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I also
Ursula.
I have no idea.
Did not sound Dutch.
I don't know what her name is in Dutch. But anyways, at the Lamaze class, things get awkward when Ross tries to explain his relationship with Carol and Susan to the teacher.
You know, I have to be honest. I'm honestly surprised that he introduced Susan at all. Because we know their history. We know that, well, maybe jokingly, Susan refers to the baby. Sorry, she talks to the baby and refers to Ross as Bobo the sperm guy. Yeah. So honestly, I thought that he was going to be like, oh, and this is some random lady.
Yeah, that would be very fitting with their track record. Because, of course, she refers to him as Bobo the sperm guy. And then he would just... yeah, like you said, call her the random lady. But this whole awkward situation is also his own doing.
Yeah?
Because he makes it awkward. He's just like, and this is... what does he say?
Her life partner.
Her life partner, like buddies.
Buddies, yeah, sorry, yeah.
And but it's just the way he tells it and how awkward he is, and he stops midway through. And then the joke, of course, he makes afterwards about the lady before that has twins.
Mm-hmm.
And then says, twins, huh? 2 birds. Ouch. He just makes it awkward.
Well, he's an awkward guy, and it's an awkward situation.
No, you can just say, this is my baby and my ex-wife and her lesbian life partner.
Okay, you do that, Christine.
I would do it like that. I would be just like direct, be clear, just tell them what's going on, and that's it.
Ross needs to be more Dutch.
Yeah,
that's
he
the
does.
way it is.
He does need to be. Yeah.
Well, we continue at Chandler's new and improved office when he gets a visit from Nina, responsible for throwing Chandler's weenus totally out of whack.
Oh, God, yeah. But I did notice right away that Chandler's personality is slowly going back into the office. I mean, there are toys there. And yeah, just fun.
Different toys.
Yeah.
What did you spot?
Well, I didn't realize what it was until later, because right now it's facing, I think, the wall or something. Mm-hmm. But there is a little statue of a doll, like a man.
Big head.
Big head or big head?
Big head.
Big.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was so... Sorry, I didn't realize what you were saying. Big or big?
What are you saying? I'm just hearing big.
Big.
Yeah. Indeed.
Like Mr. Big from Sex and the City.
Which is not the show that we are discussing.
No, sorry. We're getting off track. But I noticed that one. Which one did you notice?
Oh, I saw so much, Christine. I got those eagle eyes out for this episode. So there was a magic 8-ball on the desk to tell Chandler his future.
So fun.
There was I love this one, a T-Rex in a football helmet.
Oh, yeah. On his
Big fan of
desk.
that. And then I think on the back wall there was like a squishy gorilla. And I think it's one of the ones that, like, if you drop it, then it goes flat.
Kind of?
Yes, exactly.
It rejuvenates its form.
If only my decrepit skin could do that. So I was surprised that we didn't really have anything from his old office. Although I also noticed in a later scene he does still have his Blue Jays hat.
Oh,
so still repping Canada.
Yeah, that's good. That's cute.
Yep.
And I didn't see that one. Where was it? On the...
I think behind him on the bookshelf.
Oh, I need to take a better look. But yeah, I liked...
For the next round.
Yeah.
In 10 years.
Who knows?
In 10 years.
But I did like his outfits. And did you see he had a very 90s screensaver on his computer of like of an aquarium.
Ooh.
Like very pixelated.
I would love that.
Yeah, it unlocked a memory in my mind. I think it was my babysitter back in the day also had this... sort of newer version of this aquarium on her screensaver as well.
You're showing your age here, Christine.
Am I old or am I young?
Neither. Somewhere in the middle.
What do you say?
Well, I want to talk about Nina because I have a friend's fact for you, Christine, and that is that I believe Nina actually knows what weenus stands for.
Oh?
Because you might remember in a previous episode, I mentioned that one of my facts said that Chandler incorrectly defined it.
Yeah.
But Nina gets it right. Weenus does stand for Weekly Estimated Net Usage Statistics. So for that reason, I don't know why we're firing her. She knows more than Chandler does.
Yeah, she should get his job. Maybe.
Fantastic. You know what? I'm happy for her to be a more recurring character because then it means that I can cast a guest star for this role. Would you like to know my suggestions?
Oh, yeah, please.
What was that hesitation?
Yeah, I know. I immediately knew another actress that would work great for her.
Well, I want to hear your suggestion as well. But I was thinking 2 options for you.
Okay.
Either Camila Mendes from Riverdale.
Oh, yeah. Oh, great. Yes.
Or I have a tendency to fall back on Disney Channel stars. I think that's because what I grew up on. But also Laura Marano. She was in a show called Austin and Ally, and she's since gone on to do, more age-appropriate roles. But I think she also could play kind of like half cool, half... she has to be nerdy because of where she works. So, yeah. I think they could both pull off
I think so too.
The flirty, but also,
Yeah, they will be great fits, I think. Well, I was thinking about someone else, and it's Antonia Thomas. And
I don't know who that is.
She plays the role in The Good Doctor. I've been recently watching that show. It's really great. I do recommend. And she is one of the doctors in the show. But she has the same vibe, in my opinion.
Ooh,
and she's also very, very pretty.
Yeah,
so I think that also counts.
You know what? She's a perfect fit.
Yeah.
Well, how about we hand it over to our listeners? I would love to know, do you agree with either? No, not either. How do I say 3? 3 of our suggestions? Or do you have your own idea for who would be a great guest star as the role of Nina? Do let us know on Instagram at FOFPodOfficial or
through our email, which is FOFPodOfficial@gmail.com.
Well, I'm going to hit you with one more Friends fact, Christine, and that is about the person who was actually cast in the role of Nina. So we know that Nina in this episode was played by Jennifer Grant, and the surname there might ring a bell for a few people.
Hugh Grant. No?
Dang it. I forgot him. No. She's actually the only child of Cary Grant, who was a very, very famous actor in the 50s. And he was, I think, very well known for a movie called North by Northwest, which apparently there's a reference to in this episode of Friends.
Oh, I love that they incorporate backgrounds of, for example, Chandler with his hat, and now... I want to say Michelle, but that's not her name. Nina with her mom.
Dad.
What was his name?
Carrie. Yeah, you're right. Oh. That's a gender neutral kind of name.
Sorry, that confused me for a second. Sorry.
I love that. Well, apparently, if you watch that at 18 minutes and 32 seconds in this episode of Friends, you will see a building outside of the glass windows, which is the same one shown in the opening credits of North by Northwest, starring Cary Grant.
Nice. That's cute. I love the connection.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, exactly. But to move on, we head to Monica's apartment, where Marcel ends up switching the TV language to Spanish, and Joey asks Phoebe if he can ask her sister out.
Well, Christine, again, I may have been biased to enjoy this episode for many reasons, but also because I was watching this scene and, they're all having takeout and it's just friends enjoying company and so good cute food. And I had that this weekend with my little remembering when we were kids, I was like, this is beautiful. What a beautiful moment. I want to have takeout night with my friends. It's just, Yeah,
it was very cozy. And I actually like the Christmas lights.
Oh.
Also, because they are very old school, they're like the big bulbs. Is it the word? Bulbs?
Yeah, light bulbs.
Yeah. And I think it looked very cute. And I would leave them hanging for like a whole year.
Oh, yeah, me too.
My upstairs neighbor still has her Christmas lights.
As she should.
Yeah, I think it's very cozy. You can do it whenever.
And who's to say they're Christmas lights? They can be fairy lights. They can just be lights.
Yeah.
you know?
They can. So please, if listeners, if you like fairy lights as much as we do, then please hang them up outside so I can see them while I walk through your neighborhood.
Christine's
that sounds very scary.
I was gonna make the joke and you did it for me.
That was really bad. I'm
Guys,
sorry.
don't worry. I will contain her in the house. You have nothing to worry about.
I don't know where you live. Okay, do not worry.
Except you, Kiki. Anyway, speaking of cute things like fairy lights, Marcel. I know he's annoying, but Katie the monkey, I'm obsessed with her. I think she's adorable. She knows how to use a remote. That's endearing.
Yeah, it looked very big in her hands.
That
was
so
cute.
Little.
Yeah, and I like how her tail is curled.
You tell her.
Yeah, that's very cute.
But also, she's just trying to help out. Everyone these days is trying to learn a second language. And Marcel, sorry, I'm saying her. That's the actress or actor. But Marcel, he's like, you guys don't have Duolingo yet. I'm going to turn the TV into Spanish.
Yeah.
So that's the best way to learn a language.
By watching lots of shows in Spanish.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can start watching El Doctor Bueno.
Wow, that was actually really impressive.
That's definitely not right.
Oh, well, I was you got me.
I think I just get you with any kind of accents, Christine.
Yeah.
Don't make me bring back my Texan accent.
Ooh,
I'm saving that.
I wouldn't mind. I love that Texan accent.
Why, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of love, I'm doing great segues. I love a good segue. Of course, in this scene as well, we have Joey asking Phoebe if he can ask Ursula out.
Mm-hmm.
My girl Phoebe, she's so understanding. Like, in the end, she says it's fine, even if it means that she might have to hang out with Ursula more. Like, if things get serious. I was just thinking, this is bad for Phoebe, because she doesn't like her sister, and she's inviting her to spend more time with her.
Yeah, and I think because she knows Ursula, and she knows what type of person that is, and she probably knows how she will behave in that relationship if it becomes a relationship, of course. But then, of course, she later in the episode reveals why she has such a big issue with it, and I think that's a very reasonable issue to have, because it's if you're losing a friendship because of your sister having a relationship with your friend and then it going badly, that just sucks.
It does.
That's
risky move.
It's really difficult, even within like friend groups, to have relationships. It's very difficult, because if it goes wrong, it can go really wrong and just split the group in two. And I understand why Phoebe has such issues with it.
But how would you feel if your twin started dating your best friend?
Well, it depends on the person, because I have multiple best friends, so I don't have one best friend.
Lots of options for your sister.
No, they're all females. So. But anyway,
we don't judge.
But just in case anything would happen, then it depends on the person. Because if I know, just exactly like Phoebe is, if I know the person is good and is good for my sister, then I would be okay with it. But if I know it was a person like Ursula, I'm not gonna be happy with it.
No, I imagine not.
Yeah. What about you? If you had
my
a twin sister or a twin brother or whatever?
That's a good question. I mean, I've never thought about it because it's not a situation that I have. But yeah, I mean, I think if you have a good relationship with your sibling, then of course it just means maybe, I guess in the beginning, you might feel like your sibling is taking your friend away a bit. And I think I would find that hard, because I'm like, they were mine first. But if all goes well, then you end up maybe with your best friend becoming your in-law. Yeah, very true. And they're in your life in a more permanent way.
And that would be amazing.
So,
I mean, that would be awesome, I think. But yeah, it's just difficult. Depends on the situation, depends on the person, and yeah, that's my answer.
Well, I sincerely hope your sister listens to this episode and lets us know which of Christine's friends she wants to date. Anyway, we continue on at another Lamaze class where Carol is unable to attend due to work, leading to Ross and Susan having to decide who's going to play the mommy.
Big mess there.
Big mess.
I mean, even if, of course, we learn that Ross is going to be the mommy through a coin flip, and
which is totally the fair way to do it.
I totally agree. That's totally the best way to do it. But they both will learn. because even I mean, it's not like Ross is hearing different things than Susan is, so he can still learn from the situation, and he can just keep it in his mind and then practice when he gets home or something. I don't know. And he can put himself in the shoes of Carol.
Yeah, I'm still getting those two mixed up.
Yeah, I know. But he gets into the shoes of Carol, and then he gets a better image of what she's going through during labor and stuff. So I think it's actually a good thing to play the mommy and daddy, like here
taking
and there,
in turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly though, would you trust Ross as being a mummy after he stepped on that poor baby's head? No, not at all.
No. He would not be a good mommy.
Well, I also really enjoyed his expressions when he was playing the mum. You know, like I'm not the biggest fan of Ross. I think he's okay. I don't hate him as much as Chandler, but in this episode, this was my Emmy-winning moment.
Yeah.
When Ross is there playing the mummy and the Lamaze teacher is like, now imagine your vagina is opening like a flower. Ross's face, utter brilliance.
Yeah, true. He is like dead to me face, pretty much. Like, very funny.
Friends fact, this is one of the few instances where he breaks the fourth wall. He's looking directly at the camera.
Ooh, interesting.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. And I want to talk about actually what's happening or like the decorations in the room.
I'm so glad.
Did you see there was one magazine on the wall with all the baby faces and that said accidents?
Oh no!
And I thought it was so funny.
No.
Because you can of course have an accident with your baby, but you can also have a baby by accident. You know?
I wonder which one they were talking about.
I wonder too, but that was very interesting. And I also saw, because everything is baby related.
Well, makes sense.
Yeah, but then I saw a poster about food and sandwiches and bread and avocados.
Food should your baby not eat?
Maybe that's... I don't know. It was a little bit out of context for me. Or
well,
like
maybe that's
the right
just
setting.
the menu for the canteen, you know? After Lamaze class, you're hungry, your vagina has been opening and closing like a flower all the time. You're like, I need a good sandwich.
Maybe.
So, who knows? But I'm really glad you brought up the decorations because I didn't notice any of that, but I did see the most terrifying baby picture.
Was it next to the magazine?
I don't know.
Oh.
I was so shocked and appalled by this baby. So really, you should just watch the episode just to see that very scary baby, and I will show Christine the minute we're done recording.
Yeah, I want to see.
Prepare yourself,
I'm
Christine.
very curious to see which one
You're not ready.
Okay. Well, anyways, we return to Chandler's offers where Mr. Douglas reveals that there is going to have to be some layoffs, including none other than Nina.
Okay, the only thing I have to say about this scene is, Chandler, please grow some balls.
I know. Oh, like, come on. I know. That's the worst thing to do. Date your colleague while they're actually getting fired and just making a whole big lie around it. Like, what's going on?
I don't think Chandler's known for having the best decisions.
No, and that's what sometimes annoys me about these kinds of stories, are that they are so dumb. Like, I would do it so differently.
Yeah. And
sometimes that irritates me when I'm watching a series or whatever. I had it a few weeks ago. I'm not sure what I was watching. But
El Buono Dottore.
No, it was not in that one, but a different show. But then they make such stupid decisions, and I think you could have prevented the situation so easily by just being honest and just telling, what's going on, instead of lying and making weird lies and illusions. No. Illusions. No, I didn't like it.
Well, back at Central Park, 2 of Ursula's regulars arrive, thinking they see Ursula, but guess what? It's Phoebe? Question mark? No question mark. It's definitely Phoebe.
Yeah, and I love how Phoebe just plays along. They are ordering food, and Phoebe's like, oh, that's a good choice. Yeah, you should go for that. Yeah.
She's so sweet. Yeah. Just like, I think it really plays into the fact that she's so different to Ursula as well. Yeah. Is you're like, I feel like even if you were really bad at telling people apart, you could still tell that was Phoebe.
Yeah, just personality-wise. Yeah. But maybe because they only knew her as a waitress, so they don't really know her as a person. That's why they mix her up.
Yeah.
Because we will definitely see the difference.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I have to say, yeah, for that reason, I really liked this scene. I thought it was funny because it played into this whole Ursula-Phoebe confusion. I loved Phoebe's attitude. And, yeah, it was just super cool. And it comes with another Friends fact because we haven't had enough today.
Can be enough. Always more.
So I mentioned at the beginning that Ursula is, of course, here because of Mad About You. And the 2 characters who arrive in this season are also from that show. Hence the big applause that they got when they arrived. So as we said at the beginning, Fran, played by Lila Kensel, and Jamie, played by Helen Hunt, are 2 extra special guest stars who just appear for a little time. But I think any Mad About You fans would certainly enjoy this scene just as much as I did.
Yeah, and I actually watched a little bit of Mad About You just on YouTube.
What?
And I really liked it. It was similar vibes to Friends, of course, and just very witty and fast. And yeah, and I saw Ursula, so I also like that.
Wow.
And yeah, just...
Can you give me a brief summary?
No, I only watched like super like a minute-long clip of a random episode, so I have no idea.
Oh.
They were married. And
amazing.
He was married to the blonde one, that's all I know. It's very vague. But I just like the dynamic of them talking and just how fast it was going and the jokes. So
Great. Well, let's get some Mad About You love up in this podcast. Anyone at home, have you seen Mad About You? Tell us your favorite episode, your favorite character.
Yeah,
Me and Christine will get fully on board with any Mad About You love. Drop it on Instagram at FOFPodOfficial or
through our email, which is FOFPodOfficial@gmail.com.
Oh my God, I would love if people sent emails and the subject line is just Mad About You.
Yeah.
And then I can be like, me?
Me?
Really? Oh, you guys are so sweet.
So sweet. But another thing I want to say about our guest actresses here is, I'm not sure what her name is, the one with the dark hair.
Fran? The character or the actress?
The character is
Fran,
fine.
Yeah.
She was wearing a coat with huge shoulder pads.
Oh, the 80s are back in fashion.
Yeah, but it was like weird. It looked out of proportion with her head and just the rest of the body. So I was thinking, what's going on there?
Well, let's get the costume designer on the line.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was an outfit from Mad About You, but they have a weird fashion sense there. Then I don't know. It was just a weird
We'll have
jacket.
to watch more episodes, Christine. I think that's the only solution.
Anyway, back at the apartment, Chandler, Rachel, and Monica are knitting before an unexpected visit from my main guy, Mr. Heckles.
She shimmying.
Meanwhile, the tension builds between Joey and Phoebe as a result of his newfound affection for Ursula.
Well, I'm sure you have plenty to say about your newfound lover, but let's start with Rachel. I really enjoyed her in this scene. I loved how sassy she was and how she was sticking it to the, Chandler, we've already discussed it. He's stupid for having a relationship with one of his underlings, essentially, his employee. So I'm glad that someone stuck up for our point of view, and she did it in such a funny way, when she was saying to Chandler that he needs to find the right time to fire Nina, and then she's like, oh, well, that shouldn't be so hard now that you're dating, sweetheart, you're fired, but how about a quickie before I go to work?
Know. Yeah, that was very funny. But I found it very random that they were knitting.
Yeah, that's true. It's not something that they do.
No, especially Monica. No, maybe Monica does. But just, I imagine that they were looking for something to do while they were having this conversation, and they just came up with, knitting.
We've had that a couple of times now where it's like the characters do something that doesn't really make sense, but it's like they can't just be standing still.
Yeah, exactly, because they eat a lot during conversations, and that's
something, a good thing to do.
Yeah, that's a good thing to do. But I guess they wanted more diversity and thought, let's have them knit.
I bet we're never going to see knitting again. I'm placing my bet right now.
Yeah, I would take that bet. With you, then I agree with you, not against you.
Okay, well, the winner... No, you're agreeing with me.
Wait, no, I actually know.
Oh, no. All right. Well, you know what? Bets off. Bets off.
Yeah.
Okay, the winner of the bet gets to marry Mr. Heckles. So
Yay! Me! No, I don't want to marry him. He seems like a very grumpy man. But I like him. He's funny. He is a weird fantasy. His cats cannot sleep.
Yeah, I can hear you through the ceiling. My cats can't sleep.
He has to return to his dinner party. Is that here? I don't know. He just says weird things. I left a Belgian waffle here.
This is not in this episode.
No. I know, but I'm just quoting things that he said that show his funny personality.
And she's twirling her hair again.
I am not. My hair is in a ponytail, so I cannot.
And of course, this scene ends with Joey trying to get Phoebe to try on a present that he bought for Ursula.
So rude.
So I already said Chandler needs to grow some balls. Joey needs to read the room. You can't do that.
No. He has to get some manners because that's... Yeah, he knows obviously how Phoebe feels kind of about it. And then he's
kind of like rubbing it in her face.
Exactly. Like, why? Why
Not
do
necessary.
that? But it's a man. It's a male, so you know.
I'm sorry, weren't you just going on about how you love Mr. Heckles?
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of men, we continue with Chandler and Nina enjoying some good old-fashioned smooching when Mr. Douglas walks in, curious as to why Nina has not been fired yet. Chandler, would you like to say something about that?
Yeah, the thing I wrote down here is, why, Chandler, why? Because it's so dumb.
Yeah.
Saying that she's mentally ill? No.
Oh, gosh. Yes. I thought that was, again, really, really mean. You should never spread lies about your co-workers, you know, especially not... I assume Mr. Douglas is like the big boss for both of them. Mm-hmm. And he's going around saying, oh, Nina, she's woo, 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 woo.
Yeah,
no, you can't do that.
No, I agree. That's such a stupid move, dumb move. That's really rude.
Yeah.
It's really rude.
And more than that, you know, like... I think Nina's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I don't,
is.
you know, she's not woo-woo. And I think she's too cool for Chandler, to be quite honest with you. I don't know what she's doing with him. I don't really know what she's doing at this company. So, yeah, maybe it would be better if she got fired and then she can go find a better partner and a better job. So, yeah, Nina, go live your dreams.
Yeah, I agree. And there's one thing I want, not about this scene or like the people or what's happening, but about... the decor. Did you see there's a very random, I think, a picture of a pie next to the door?
Yes, I did.
What is that?
It's a picture of a pie next to the door.
But why?
Because then
he likes pie.
Maybe when you walk out to go get your lunch, you're like, ooh,
yummy.
Let's have pie.
Maybe.
I would love that. You know what? I don't want a picture of a pie. I do want pie.
Yeah, just pie next, just on your wall. Stapled there.
Mm-mm.
Just grab some when you go.
Oh, is it fresh? I want a bakery built into my office wall.
And then a little elevator that brings you pie.
Okay, we're gonna work on this. It's guys, it's copyright, so don't be taking our ideas.
Don't steal it. No.
Do not even think about it.
We move on from pie and we continue at the penultimate Lamaze class. Carol has a crisis about giving birth, totally understandable. And Ross has a crisis of his own about becoming a father.
Oh, you poor thing.
But, oh my god, Carol is so funny here. I really loved how she, of course, was freaking out after seeing the birth video. And then she says, hey, is that your nostril? Would it be okay if we pushed this pot roast through it? But I am telling it pretty calm, but she was literally like screaming.
Well, I agree with you. Completely understable. Yeah. If I had to push a pot roast through my nostril, I would not be happy with it, so.
No. And then, of course, Ross's face, hilarious.
Yeah, that's what I said. He has some great facial expressions. Also, when he was like holding the baby and telling Susan to go deep, that was funny. He had some good facial expressions, but yeah, pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Just funny. But I loved how then Susan calls Carol down. Of course, Carol's going crazy, and then Susan is like, giving birth is just for one day. Having a child or being a parent is for the rest of our lives. And of course, Ross gets his meltdown. But I do think it's a very sweet and very gentle way of calming her down.
Yeah, I think it's really nice that we get to see this sweeter side of Susan, because I do think they're a great fit as a couple. Like, we don't really get any insight, or maybe we do in flashback episodes of Carol and Ross. But I think, I can safely say that Susan seems a good fit for her. Yeah. And should definitely be the daddy, ready to help, or whatever, like ready to help Carol through the birth and
just as a parent next to that.
Yeah.
Super cute. Yeah.
Well, we head back to the office now, where Nina is getting more and more confused about the way people are acting around her, not knowing that Chandler has been spreading vicious rumors about her psychological state.
This is not a good episode for him. I'm still like, this is such a bad thing to do. Telling lies about someone's mental state is not okay. It's not okay. No.
Well, do you know what is okay? Is Nina stapling his hand, because that's 100% what he deserved.
Yeah, that was very okay. And we were talking about the toys we saw in Chandler's office. Now we can see the creepy doll face.
Ooh.
And it was...
I'm sure it's probably supposed to be like a famous sportsman or something, but this is just one of those things that we don't know.
Yeah, it was a shocked, like scared face of someone. I don't know who it was, but it was very weird and I don't like it.
Oh,
so
well, not your office, so you're fine.
No, true. I am happy with my own office, so that's good.
Yeah, I think I started this episode maybe feeling less like I hated Chandler for some reason. Maybe he did something not terrible in the first few scenes, but as this episode went on, I'm like, I remember why I don't like you. He has a habit of repeating people's names. Do you know, in previous episodes, he's been like, Janice, when he doesn't want to say it. And he did the same thing to Nina in this episode.
Oh, yeah, he does.
And he also just like is so over the top. You know, when he's trying to push Nina off the scent of why people are acting weird. And he's like, Helen drinks, will you marry me? Yeah. No.
No, it's so weird. And then giving her a raise. Maybe they're jealous of you because you're getting a huge raise. No.
That doesn't even make sense.
No.
Why would they take away her scissors?
Yeah. What kind of job does she have even? But
that's true.
I don't know. It was just... I didn't like this storyline.
No.
To be honest, no. It's just bad. Bad.
Bad.
But anyways, later, Phoebe reveals to the gang how much the Ursula and Joey situation is weighing on her, only to find out that things are perhaps more serious than they seem.
Oh, I felt even more sorry for Phoebe once we find out the reasons.
Yeah.
I was going to say reason, but it is reasons, plural, why Ursula is so terrible, you know? She ruined things that mattered to Phoebe, and then she also ruined a friendship or a relationship that she had.
She stole him away, I think.
Yeah, and then the fact that he didn't want to have anything to do with either of them, because especially with Phoebe, because he didn't want to be around anything that looked like either of them. That's just
well, she did
so
nothing
sad.
wrong. She did nothing wrong with it. Yeah, it's really sad.
But I get it. I mean, it must be triggering if you had this bad history with someone and then you see their face all the time. But still, Phoebe did not deserve that.
No, and it was quite a serious scene. But then, of course, Rachel says something like, they have been going out for a week. They haven't even slept together yet. That isn't serious. And then there is a laughing track, which I don't understand.
I didn't get that. Yeah.
I was like, why? That's not funny, right? That's a serious thing. Or
apparently to some people. Or maybe, you know what? I don't know.
I didn't understand it either, so I was kind of confused there.
But then it turns out that it's not even true.
No,
all of this. You know what? There are some emotional moments in Friends episodes, and this one, when Ursula answered the door, and you see like she's wearing Joey's shirt. They clearly did sleep together. Yeah. My heart breaks.
Yeah, and it's just so sad, and also the expression of Phoebe and just her sad face. It's just really sad. But I do have finally my turn. A Friends fact for you.
I'm ready.
Because I always wondered how they filmed the two girls being in the same shot. Well, actually, it's one person, of course. But apparently, these scenes were filmed with Phoebe's, or like Lisa Kudrow's sister, her real life sister. And then when you're looking over Ursula's shoulder, you don't see her face. You see Phoebe. Then it's her sister. And if you're looking over Phoebe's shoulder at Ursula, then it's her sister again as Phoebe.
But I wonder, did she have to wear a wig, or they both just have the same hair?
I don't know. I didn't look her up. I think maybe. But
it'd be funny if it was her brother in a wig. Because we do know she has a brother, right? Because
she does?
Yeah, the last episode we found out that Lisa Kudrow joined the Groundlings because John Lovitz was a friend of her brother.
Yeah, true.
So could have been a brother in a wig.
No. From the face shape, I could see that was not a man. But that was just an interesting fact, like how they filmed those scenes. And when you see them both it's of course just editing them together.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I thought it was pretty well done, given that this is like a quote-unquote old series now. So it's,
that was my exact same thought. Like, how did they do it when it was so long ago?
Oh.
But of course, they back then they also had some editing issues.
Back in the day. Yeah. Back in the day.
Some tricks up their sleeve.
Well, our episode today ends with Rachel stubbornly taking down the Christmas lights, only to fall off the terrace and find herself dangling outside of Christine's best friend, Mr. Heckles' apartment.
They were so scary. I already thought we lost her.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, not really.
That
really,
would take a turn for the weird if, the next series was just Rachel in a coma.
Yeah, you know that in this type of series, no one really dies.
That's nice. That's why it's a comfort show, right?
Yeah. At least no one of the cast. No, the Nana died
twice.
Indeed. Yeah. So there is some death, but it's not so traumatic as Rachel falling.
And this would have been a traumatic way to die, but also like Rachel's she's an idiot in this scene. Don't stand there. That's just your own fault. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Both feet on the edge. Stupid.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
It wasn't even necessary.
But you would do it if it meant you got to dangle outside Mr. Heckles' apartment.
No. I don't have a crush on him. I just like him as a person. Mm-hmm. I just think he's funny and not handsome.
Yeah. I see it in your eyes. Anyway, no. I think in terms of... I enjoyed this episode. I think, as I said, I was a little biased. I loved the winter scenes throughout each of the, the cuts. Everyone had cozy sweaters. It gave me, just a cozy vibe of a lot of the friends doing cozy activities like knitting and hanging around with takeout together. So I enjoyed that. I have to say I'm a big fan of Ursula. Mm-hmm. Not her personality wise, but I think she's a very interesting character, and I'm curious to see where she goes in this,
universe.
Exactly. So for me, an enjoyable episode.
Yeah, I think so too. I never realized that this was the episode that was cut into two. Because I was watching it and I was looking at the timeline and I was thinking, when is this going to happen? And this and this and this. And then I realized, this is of course, in part two. In part two. But I never realized that this was that episode. Well, what name would you give it if it was called the one with blah blah?
Oh, great question. Especially because they give them a lot of like obscure names,
true.
Don't they? Oh, you put me on the spot there. Do you have an idea?
Maybe the one with the other half.
Ooh.
No. Not creative enough. The one with
the twins.
The one with the scary baby.
The one with the scary baby. Yeah, I'll go for that.
Yay. Nice. But overall, a good episode. Liked Mr. Heckles, liked Phoebe, didn't like Chandler. And I'm curious.
The tables are turning.
Yeah, they are turning. But I'm curious about next part. We'll see that in the next episode.
We will indeed.
Ooh. And that brings us to the end of this episode. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Absolutely. Do not forget to tune in next time. Christine's already given you a little hint. But of course, we will be chatting about Season 1, Episode 17, the one with 2 parts, Part 2.
Cannot wait.
And of course, if you're enjoying the podcast, please do follow or subscribe wherever you're listening. It really helps us out. And hey, leave us a rating or review. It helps others to find the show too.
And please send us a message, like a picture or your opinion about Mr. Heckles or whatever you want.
A picture of pie, I would love that. To hang on my wall. Yeah,
please, a picture of pie, always welcome. You can send it to our Instagram, which is FOFpodofficial, or to our email, which is FOFpodofficial@gmail.com.
Yeah, let's get some more friends of friends messages up in here.
Yes, please. So thank you so much for tuning in today, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Until then, take care, and I'll just say keep your friends close and your evil twin sisters closer. It's mostly for you, Christine. See you next time.
Bye!